In today's video, we will be going over 2 free PlayStation 4 games you can get right now. One if you are a PlayStation Plus subscriber, and one that is open to everyone on live.playstation.com. On top of that, we'll be going over more PlayStation 5 rumors and when that's reported to be launched. Coming off of E3, we're getting more details on some of the most anticipated games, including Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Cyberpunk 2077, and we'll be taking a deeper look at Nioh 2. More on that at the end of this video. First, let's start off the video with some free games you can get right now. As announced at the E3 conference, if you are a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you are getting a free bonus Plus game in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. That's a great Plus game to get. I'm sure the multiplayer has seen a jolt in activity now that it is being available for everyone to download and play the entire game. And as long as you download it from now until July 11th, you'll have the game to own. There's a pretty decent single player mode attached to Black Ops 3 as well, so even if you're not delving into the multiplayer, you can check that out. Also, Black Ops 3 will be seeing 4 new maps added for those of you that pre-order Black Ops 4. They're being promoted as throwback maps, and they're maps from Black Ops' past, including Slums, Jungle, Firing Range, and Summit. Black Ops 3 is available now until July 11th, and Black Ops 4 is scheduled for a release on October 12th. Moving on from that, the other free game you can get right now, live.playstation.com, extremely limited quantities, but if you watch the Ghost Giant trailers as a part of one of their quests, you get a free copy of Zombie Vikings. On top of that, they have quests for a lot of other freebies, in-game items, avatars, things like that, so as long as they're still alive, as long as everybody didn't rampage through and try to get all the codes, if they are available, go check out the link in the description box down below and you can snag up some cool stuff, including an absolutely free game in Zombie Vikings.
And finally, you to retrieve my magic eye. It was stolen by the wicked god Loki.
While of course we didn't see a PlayStation 5 announced at E3 2018, and honestly speaking, I don't think anyone was expecting that. Sean Layden made it very clear that this E3 they were focusing on the big 4 exclusives, and I thought the E3 conference turned out better for it. But if you don't think that Sony is working on a PlayStation 5 behind the scenes, you are sorely mistaken. And current reports are stating that the PS5 is slated for a 2020 release, and that is what I've been saying all along. I think 2019 will see all of those major exclusives be released, and then 2020 is the perfect time to put out the PS5. That would be 7 years after the original PS4 is released, and the PS4 released 7 years after the PS3's release, so everything would be coming together on that front. But reports are also saying that the PlayStation 5 is slated to be using AMD's Navi GPU as well as AMD's Ryzen CPU tech. We had already known about the PS5 using the Ryzen CPU tech, but it using the Navi GPU is something new. I know some are disappointed by that premise, but honestly, by 2020, I think we will be clamoring for new consoles. At this point, I think the majority of us are still satisfied with our PS4 or PS4 Pro, but really, is it gonna get much better from a technical sense than Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Part 2, Red Dead Redemption 2? These games are really bringing the PlayStation 4 hardware to its knees, and by the time all of these titles released, I think after that, you really are gonna start to be questioning what more can we get out of the PlayStation 4, and with the PlayStation 5, you might be looking at 4K gameplay, 60 frames per second consistently, and to me, that is very appealing. But for now, let's stick with the PS4, let's stick with all of the games we have coming, but it should be something we have our mind open to. And remember that John Codera did say that the PlayStation 4 is entering the final stage of its life, and that Sony will be spending the next 3 years in, quote, preparing for the future. But enough about that, E3 just wrapped up. Let's talk about some of the new games that were revealed. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is the latest game from Software, the guys behind Dark Souls as well as Bloodborne, and here let's go over some of the major pieces of info thanks to PC Gamer. They got their hands on a E3 2018 behind closed doors demo, and here's what they said. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is set in a reimagining of 1500 Sengoku era Japan. You play as an unnamed shinobi tasked with protecting a young lord of mystical lineage who was left for for dead when a powerful samurai attacks and chops off his arm. This is an action-adventure game, not an RPG. There are no stats, armor, weapons, classes, or multiplayer, but there are prosthetic attachments that you earn as you explore, which can be attached to the shinobi prosthetic that replaces your hand and help you progress. Environments in the game are built vertically. You can use grappling hooks to reach cliffs, rooftops, and more. Combat is based around postures. Enemies can easily block attacks but will gradually lose posture. Once lowered enough, you can finish them with a shinobi death blow. The boss battle in the demo that they played is the corrupted monk. Her attacks can be predicted and dodged or blocked with the help of the kanji characters that appear above the player's head. When you die, you can revive immediately and return to combat, though dying causes enemies to immediately lose interest in you and return to what they were doing. That said, you can use death as an opportunity to surprise and kill enemies who were not expecting you to revive. However, there is a limit to how many times you can revive. Hence the name Shadows Die Twice.
Your death won't come easily.
Moving on from Shadows Die Twice, new Cyberpunk 2077 details have emerged as that game also saw a behind closed doors demo, and that is getting wide praise as well. It looked to have been a 50-minute gameplay demo, and the game has been confirmed to be a first-person RPG, very different from the Witcher franchise, CD Projekt Red's other game, and it looks like from the get-go when you start the game you will be able to customize your character whether you want to play as a male or a female. Considering you are customizing your character, you might be wondering, well, this is a first-person game, am I even gonna see my character? Well, all of the cutscenes and when you're driving are presented in third person, so you can see your character in full glory there. Depending on your customization choices, it looks like the world will also perceive you differently depending on your clothing. Some NPCs may be more accepting than others. CD Projekt Red referred to this as street cred, which allows the player to access certain areas. For combat, there looks to be a variety of different weapons, obviously including guns. Enemy names, health bars, and levels are visible on screen, and other details include that there's a bullet time feature, inhalers act as healers, AI steers the vehicle to allow for combat while driving, and hacking is an upgradable skill. And with that early bit of information, Cyberpunk 2077 looks to be shaping up to be an incredible game. Unfortunately, we didn't see gameplay for ourselves at E3, we just got a brand new cinematic trailer, and while that looked cool, I'm really dying to see some gameplay for myself. Hopefully that comes soon. And finally, one of the more surprising announcements at Sony's E3 conference was the announcement of Nioh 2. Nioh had just released early in 2017, so seeing a Nioh 2 right away, a little bit surprising. But Nioh 2 director Fumihiko Yasuda and Team Ninja creative director Tom Lee did have an interview, and Yasuda himself talked a little bit about the game. Yasuda said that his goal for Nioh 2 would be a natural evolution, not a dramatic change. In the first title, although we were very happy with how it was received, there were things we could not have accomplished at the same time, so I'd like to strengthen what we did well while at the same time fix some of the issues that we could not do in time. That's what I'd like to see happen in Nioh 2. We'll leave a link to the entire interview in the description box down below, so if you're interested in Nioh 2, make sure you check that out. And that is gonna conclude this video. Make sure you check out all of the free games available right now. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is available for PlayStation Plus subscribers, and you can do that quest on live.playstation.com to get a free copy of Zombie Vikings. There are a bunch of other stuff on live.playstation.com by completing quests, just watching a couple trailers. So make sure you take advantage of that. It looks like the PS5 will be launching in 2020 and will be using the AMD Navi GPU if reports are to be believed. And make sure you let us know your thoughts on Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Cyberpunk 2077, and Nioh 2, and all of the details that have come out about those games. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.